This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. First and foremost, I like to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rahakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that has taught us the truth in sincerity. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Kodash coming back at you with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit. Lord willing, it's edifying and to the point. And as you can see on the screen, all right, you have, the Marco C him, man. All right. And this is where it's coming down to, man. And this lesson will be entitled The Final Test. Okay? Because this is the final test, man, before, the kingdom of heaven is set up here on the earth. This is what we have to get past. All right? We have to get past this. Once we get past this, okay, we'll be good. But this is the final test. This is what's known in the scriptures as the hour of temptation. Okay? And we have to pass this test, man. Okay? And it's coming. Revelation 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all right, and that he is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, you see, starting with the elite banking families. Okay, he causeth all, right, and that he causeth, when you read it in NOT, it says he required. Okay, he required everyone. In other words, he's going to put it in a law. He's going to mandate it. Okay, that everybody has to take it. All right, and if you don't, then ultimately you're just not going to be a part of society, and it's going to get to the point where they're going to come after you. That's where you're going to have the persecution coming in. Those that don't have this mark, you're going to be chased after. People are going to be they're going to be giving out cash reward. I mean, like slacking out cash rewards because it's going cashless. They're going to give out rewards. Like, hey, if you see somebody that don't got it or whatever the case may be, turn them in and you can get this and you can get that. Okay, but they're literally going to come down, okay, with great wrath, okay, upon the American people, because not everybody is going to take this chip. Okay, so therefore there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be getting put to death, all right, for not taking it. A lot of people are going to go off grid. It's going to be a horrible time, but on the flip side, us of the household of faith, the Lord is going to perform miracles for us, man. Okay, pursuant to what's that, Isaiah 65 verse 13 on down, I believe. But finishing up in Revelation 13 and 16, and it says that he causeth all, both small and great. Right? It doesn't matter, whether you're poor, whether you, middle class, all right, low class, high class. It doesn't matter. And it says rich or poor, all right, celebrities. It doesn't matter, man. All right, everybody is gonna be required to get this device that you see on the screen sooner or later. And it says free or bond, right? It doesn't matter if you are free. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're It doesn't matter whether you are free or incarcerated. Those that are in prison, those that are in jail, everybody is going to be met with this decision. Okay, you see, everybody is going to be met with this hour of temptation, man. And it says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? Whether it be in your right hand, your left hand, it really doesn't matter, man. Okay, or in your forehead by way of what Elon Musk is pushing by way of Neuralink, the brain chips. Okay, you see. So Esau Edom, the so-called white man, starting with the elite bankers, this is what they're causing. This is what they're going to require. That everybody has to take this device. They have to have this device in order for them to continue and to participate in society, man. All right? And it's going to be punishable by death if you refuse. You see? Because ultimately, they want to own you. They want to take it, a step further than... They want to take it a step further than just, giving you the social security cards and birth certificates and all that shit, man. They wanna go a lot deeper, man. Okay, and ultimately, turning you Israelites against your power, man, because we're married unto our power, Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, the scriptures say, I've espoused you unto one husband. All right, and our husband is Yahweh Shemel Shai. You see, our power, man. Okay, and we're only supposed to worship them, not no other gods. Okay. It says in Revelation 13 and verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell. You see, so you're not going to be able to do any business. All right, you're not going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to, make transactions, pay your bills, basically live on this grid, man, without having this device. You see, and you see where that temptation is going to come in, man. That's why we're literally going to have to depend on the Lord. Okay, and it starts now. Not when shit gets, tight. Like, no. That's the reason why the Lord put us in certain situations where we'll go without sometimes, and then sometimes he'll, like the Apostle Paul said, I know how to abound and I know how to abase. I know how to, suffer need, all of that, man. Okay? As a matter of fact, Lord willing, I can get that, man. That's why the Lord takes us on the household of faith through that so that we can know how to adjust when certain things are taken away, because when this fully comes to pass, the comforts that we have now are going to be taken away. Okay, they're going to be taken away. Our houses, the cars, all of the comforts that we have, available now that we can do, go to the gym, work out, all of that shit, going to the track and walking a couple of laps, burning some calories, all that shit. Okay, all that's going to be taken away. All of those comforts are going to be taken away. Okay. And that's that temptation. That's that hour of testing. That's that time of testing. All right. You see, that's coming, man. And it says Revelation 13, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, which is what you see on the screen, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay. You see, and which is all, tied within that chip, man. Him, putting his stamp on you, man. Okay, in other words, showing that you belong to him. Okay, so in order for you to participate in society, you're gonna have to have this device, man. All right, you see, you're gonna have to have it, man, and there's no other way around it. Okay, but it's punishable by death if you take it. You see, that's what they're not gonna tell you, but we of the prophets of Yahweh Shemel Shai, starting with the elders and the apostles and the elder bishops all the way down, are here to warn you concerning this prophecy, man. Because this is a huge sum of your grade. Okay, if you fail this, then you will be punished. All right, severely. Revelation 14 and verse 9, and it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, all right, the beast being NATO and the EU. All right, America sitting on the top of all of that, okay? And it says in his image, which is the New World Order, okay? And receive his mark in his forehead or in his right hand, which is what you see on the screen, all right? That M-A-R-K, all right? Which is, in the Greek, charagma, okay? Matter of fact, let's go into it, okay? Mark in a blue letter Bible, okay? And it's Strong's G 5480. Charagma, okay, charagma, and it's in the outline of biblical usage. It says a stamp and imprinted mark, okay, and it says the mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculptured, graven work. It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the anti-anointed. Those that are pretty much against the Lord. Those are going to be the ones that take this mark, man. Because if you belong to the Lord, you're not going to take it, man, which is the Lord's elect. No matter what, they're gonna be faithful unto death if need be. But anybody else, that's outside of the Lord's elect, you're gonna take this chip. Okay, there's no other way around it. Strong's definition, it says as a badge of servitude. You see, you're gonna be a permanent slave. Okay, a permanent servant. Okay. And it says, or sculptured figure statue Okay, graven mark, you see, which is going to be imprinted under your skin. Okay, you see, because when you go to charagma, you go to the root word, it goes into Strong's G 5482 charax. This is the tool that's going to be used to insert this device that you see on the screen into your hand. Okay, outline of biblical usage. It says a pail or stake. It says a palisade. It says pails between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. You see, but it goes into it says in the Strong's definition, it says to sharpen to a point, right? You see, so it's going to be sharpened to a point. The end of that charax is very sharp, so it punctures into your skin, and once it goes into your skin, it leaves the chip within your skin, man. Okay, and then when you go to the root word of that, it goes into grapho. Strong's G 1125 grapho. It says in the outline of biblical usage to write with reference to the form of the letters. Okay, you see, and it says to delineate. It says or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. You know, this is pretty much going into you know, your information that's going to be on it. As it says to commit to writings things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. You see, going into your social security card, all of your, you know, your important things. You know, everything's going to be on that chip, man. Your license, you know, everything, your birth certificate, your social security card, everything that you need will be in this device, man. You want to make any type of purchase, you know, it's all going to be within this device. All of your information is going to be in this device, man. Okay, you see? So there you go. All right. So that's where it's headed, man. All right. This is where it's headed to. Revelation 14 and verse 9, and it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, you know, like I said, NATO and the EU, America being on the top of all of that, and it says in his image, which is his new world order, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, which is what you see on the screen. All right, the MARK, the implantable grain of rice. All right, and then also by way of what Elon Musk is pushing, you know, the Neuralink, okay, will be, you know, the brain chip. All right, and it says, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, right, which is his righteous anger. All right, you see, which is going to be by way of those ICBMs, those intercontinental ballistic missiles, and by way of Lord Yahweh Shai shooting laser beams upon this place, man. And it says, and it says, and he shall be tormented, right? He that took the MOTV, he that took this device, and also she, because you're going to have women that's going to take it, children that's going to have it, elderly people that are going to get it, okay? You see? And it says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, you see? So there you go. Yahweh Shai and the angels, the elect, they're all going to see people burn, okay, that took this device, man. All right, it ain't going to be no escaping it, man. You see? And as a matter of fact, when you go here to Isaiah 66 and verse 15, right, this is exactly how the Lord is coming back. Okay, he's coming to bring fire upon this earth. All right, Isaiah 66 and verse 15, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots, who were ill and caused your foes, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead, meaning judge with all flesh. All right, and the sword of the Lord is also those ICBMs, like it speaks about in Isaiah the 34th chapter. My sword should be bathed in heaven. It should come down upon Idumea, which is the Greek way of how you say Edom, the so-called white man. All right, it's going to come down upon Babylon the Great, aka America, man. Okay, you see, to devour this place, man. Okay, you see, and it says, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh. All right, meaning he's going to judge all flesh by way of fire, man. Just like during the first death, he pleaded with all flesh by way of the water. Now, the second death is going to be by fire. This is how the Lord is going to plead with all flesh. Okay? Those that are not of his elect. Okay? And it says, and the slain of the Lord should be many. You see, so a lot of people are going to be put to death when the Lord makes his second return, man. All right, just like a lot of people was put to death during the first death. Okay? You see, so how much more in these times, man? Okay? And none of you Israelites can say that you wasn't warned. Okay? None of you Israelites can say that you wasn't warned or I didn't know, concerning, this prophecy on, what it was and what I needed to do when I was met with it. Proverbs 24 and verse 12 NLT. Don't excuse yourself by saying, look, we didn't know. For Yahweh Shema Shai understands all hearts, and he sees you. He who guards your souls knows you knew. He will repay all people as their actions deserve. You see, so the Lord knew that you Israelites knew, man. Okay, but what did you Israelites do? What did y'all do, man? What did y'all do when the Lord sent out his prophets? What did y'all do? Jeremiah 35 and verse 15. NLT, time after time I sent you prophets who told you, turn from your wicked ways and start doing things right. Stop worshiping other gods. You see? Stop worshiping other gods so that you might live in peace here in the land I have given to you and your ancestors. But you would not listen to me or obey me. You see? So therefore, the Lord is finna bring that judgment. Okay? The Lord is finna bring that judgment. And when that judgment comes, no one of our people, you Israelites, you so-called Black, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native American Indians, is going to be able to use that line, I didn't know. Okay? Because the Lord is not hearing that. This is Ezekiel 33 and verse 32. And it says in the KJV, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. You see, so they look at us as entertainment. They think that what we're saying is a joke. They thinking that what we're saying is not going to come to pass, and we're just talking and just want to hear ourselves talk. Okay, but little do you know, man, the words that we're saying, they're going to come to pass, and they're speaking right now as we speak right now. These things are manifesting themselves, man. The MOTB, the technology, okay, World War III, all of the prophecies are manifesting themselves. All right, the end is manifesting itself, man. As we speak it into existence, it's showing up. Okay? You see, and it says in verse 33 in the KJV, Ezekiel 33 and 33, KJV, and it says, and when this cometh to pass, what? The prophecies, man. Lo, it will come, as it says in Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it's just speaking not lie, though it tarry, wait for it will surely come, it will not tarry. All right, the visions goes into the Hebrew word chazawan, the prophecies, the divine communications, the oracles. Okay, the prophecies, man, they're set for appointed time, man. All right, and we're speaking it into existence, and the Lord is bringing that appointed time to pass. Okay, you see, and it says, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. You see, so when these prophecies are fully manifesting themselves in the planet Earth, and our people are in the midst of it, they're going to know that they were warned. Okay, they're going to know that, damn, this is what such and such was talking about. Even other false Israelite camps, man, that's teaching it wrong and breaking it down wrong. They're going to know, like, damn, the men of Great Millstone, Elder Apostle Tahar, all the way down, the other elders, the other elder bishops, and the elder apostles, all the way down. They had the truth the whole time. Okay, you see, but it's going to be too late for them to acknowledge that, man. Okay, they're going to have a lot of blood on their hands. Their congregation is going to come up against them. It's going to be horrible, man. Okay, that's why it's very important to teach the truth correctly, man. Okay, tell it how it is. Fuck how people, feel about you, or, how they look at you, man. Because at the end of the day, you getting the blood off your hands, man. Okay? Because the Lord ain't going to want to hear all that, I didn't know, or saying this, and that. He don't want to hear none of that shit. Okay? This is very serious. Okay? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the point in closing. I'm going to give honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Chakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Until next time, shalom.